Hey everybody, it's me, Pastor Rockel. I'm standing here in the courtyard outside of New Life, and in a little bit, Jerry Streaky is going to be telling you about the month of May here at New Life. Inside the building, it's been quite an interesting month. We'll show you some video footage and also some pictures. We want to give you an update on all that's happened, the plans going forward, and maybe some things we still don't know yet. So take a look. And just keep praying for your church.
Hello, my name is Jerry Streaky, and I am the president of the congregation at New Life. Several issues have developed, which I would like to share with you to keep you updated on our building. These would normally be discussed with the congregation through a temple talk, but because we are not meeting in our temple, I am using this vehicle to keep you informed. These are in no specific order, but they are significant, so I will cover them one at a time. The first is an issue that was brought up by Don Costello at our January congregational meeting. We have a dry sprinkler system for fire protection. The system can be found throughout the building, in the fellowship hall, the office wing, the kitchen, the classroom area, the narthex, the sanctuary, and the new portico. In addition, there is a wet sprinkler system located in the basement. The term dry system means that under normal circumstances, there is no water in the piping which feeds the sprinkler heads. A dry system is used when the temperatures to which the piping is exposed can go below the freezing temperature of water. This prevents damage to the pipe caused by freezing. In the dry system pipes, there is 30 psi, and that means pounds per square inch, of air pressure. The pressure keeps the main water feed valve closed. In point of fact, even though the pipes are supposed to be dry on the inside, they are not, and built into the system are drain points at various locations throughout the building, which are emptied on a routine basis. Our janitorial staff has done this maintenance, and we have records to show that this has occurred. The pipes in this system are steel. And as most of you know, when steel is exposed to moisture and air, it can rust. The actual life expectancy due to rust issues of a dry sprinkler system piping array is 20 to 30 years. In our facility, the pipes are roughly 25 years old, so very close to the end of their life expectancy. In the past 6 months, 4 pinhole leaks have occurred in the dry sprinkler piping array. These have been sealed by Mike Wins, the chairperson of the property committee, but this is truly a stopgap measure to make sure the pressure is maintained in the piping. In the case of an actual fire event where the sprinklers are activated, the water pressure in the system would be 150 psi, and the pinhole repairs could not hold that higher pressure. As a result, the sprinkler system would be compromised, and the actual flow of water to the sprinkler heads, which are designed to spray water evenly throughout the facility, would not occur. The pinholes would be taking some of the water which should be going to the sprinkler heads. Obviously not a good situation. The solution to the problem is twofold. First, to replace the leaking pipe sections to eliminate the leaks, and then secondly, to install a nitrogen generator on the system. Using nitrogen and not air in the pipes should eliminate any further corrosion from occurring, as it will eliminate the higher concentrations of oxygen in the pipes. I have read a few articles on the internet which indicates that using nitrogen can extend the life expectancy of dry sprinkler pipes by up to 5 times. We have had a few sprinkler contractors come in to give us quotes on the work and have hired S&S located in Woodridge to do the work. They have provided a quote to replace the pipes in the fellowship hall and an estimate on the cost for the nitrogen generator. The repair of the fellowship hall piping would cost $3,495. The purchase and installation of a nitrogen generator would be in the $1,500 range. So the total of those two items would fall just short of $5,000. In addition, we need to replace some piping sections in the hallway of the classroom area. But to adequately provide that estimate, they would need to remove the drop ceiling from the area. When they are here to do the fellowship hall work, they will do that and render an estimate for that section of the work. This should be less costly than the fellowship hall work, as they will not need to rent a lift for that portion of the job. I will keep you updated when the work begins and then provide a final total cost for the repair. It should be noted that this is a normal occurrence for dry system piping, so would not be subject to an insurance claim. In addition, this would not fall under a capital campaign issue, so the costs would need to come from the general fund. The second issue is a problem with the ceiling in the sanctuary. Almost a month ago, a portion of the ceiling in the sanctuary collapsed. The drywall which fell was approximately 25 by 15 feet. When the drywall fell, it took with it an electrical fixture, a vent cover from the HVAC ducts, a fire alarm sensor, and may have caused damage to a sprinkler head. For this issue, we contacted our insurance provider to send out an adjuster to determine if the damage which occurred is covered under our policy, and if it is, then to estimate the cost of the repair. In the time from the initial collapse to when the adjuster came through, it appeared further ceiling would fall, and it actually did. An issue which was discovered when talking with the adjuster was how secure was the remaining ceiling. The existing ceiling was secured to the rafter through a combination of glue and small nails. I am told this was a typical way to do this at the time the ceiling was installed. But over time, the glue loses its adhesion, and the small nails do not provide adequate securing of the heavy drywall to the rafters. It was suggested to bring in a drywall installer to use drywall screws to firmly secure the remaining ceiling drywall to the rafters. When this issue was discussed with Bill Palmer, he recommended a drywall contractor that he uses, and we agreed to have him do the work. When the drywall contractor began to secure the remaining ceiling, it was discovered that large sections of the ceiling had buckled and were not secured to the rafters. He was amazed that more of the ceiling did not collapse. In discussions with the drywall contractor, it was very clear that the loss of adhesion seriously compromises the entire ceiling in the sanctuary. It is paramount that when we reconvene in the sanctuary, we have confidence that the ceiling is safe. So we requested a quote from the contractor on removing the entire ceiling and installing new drywall throughout the sanctuary. It is anticipated that this will be costly, and we are unsure if and how much insurance will cover. As a result, I would like to announce that a congregational meeting will be called to happen on the evening of July 6th. Further details on the logistics of that meeting will follow. And in addition, we called the insurance adjuster to report the further complication to this claim. At this time, we have not heard back from the insurance adjuster. I will keep you updated on the progress of this issue and communications with our insurance provider. Associated with this work, we will take this opportunity to replace the lights in the sanctuary. This last bit of work was planned as part of the sanctuary update, and this small project can access funds associated with the capital campaign, so it should not tax the general fund to replace the lights. As if that was not enough, I need to bring a third issue to your attention. Over the past 3 weeks, we have had 2 floods in the office area of the building. The first occurrence was noted after a very large rainstorm, and so we thought it might be related. The second occurrence did not correspond to any rain event, so further detective work was required to determine the cause. Both events were traced back to a leak in the outside spigot, whose piping is located in the wall between pastors and Susan's office. Evidently, a hose was left connected a little too long over winter and resulted in damage to the spigot. So when the spigot was turned on to water plants, water leaked into the wall between the two offices. The two occurrences were separated by a little over a week, so soon after drying out the water from the first, the second occurred. The second was more severe than the first. But in both cases, water leaked into the offices, to the intern office, and in the hallway connecting those offices, and down the hallway leading to Monica's office. But in the second, the water went further down that same hallway into the entrance to Monica's office, into the entrance to the copier room, into the entrance to the Genesis room, and even down to the entrance of the chapel. For both occurrences, ServPro was contacted to remove the water and dry out the affected area with dehumidifiers. Each of the events cost $3,000. Due to the deductible associated with our insurance policy, the decision was made not to make a claim to our insurance company for either event. The spigot was repaired by Jim Blumenstein, and he added a shutoff valve in the line so the spigot can be properly prepared for winter. Obviously, since insurance was not involved, these costs would need to be covered by the general fund. I wanted to bring these to your attention as the general fund will be stressed by these issues. I would like to end this presentation with some good news, because we really need it. Work has begun on the renovation of the narthex. At the time of preparing this report, the carpeting has been removed, and the wall separating the former library from the narthex is coming down. A plan approved by council several years ago is to install an epoxy-coated concrete finish to the floor, which should be easily cleaned and stand up to normal usage to which the narthex is exposed. This type of flooring can be installed in many colors, and the design team will be consulted to coordinate colors with the recently painted walls. Funds for this narthex renovation fall under the funds associated with the capital campaign. So this project will not provide further strain to the general fund. I want to assure you that we will keep you updated through all of these repairs and renovations. And I ask you to thank God for the talented people at New Life who are generously sharing their time and expertise. I would also ask you to pray for God's help so that we can weather all of these challenges which are presenting themselves at the same time. Thank you for your attention.
This too is temporary. Keep praying. Stay connected. You are so loved and so missed, and we can't wait for you to see the church when it's all done.